Congratulations for completing your first quarter to third quarter tasks. Welcome to fourth quarter English 7. Brace yourselves as we embark to another fun and insightful grading period. As always, let's start with prayer. Let us put ourselves in the presence of our Father, Lord Almighty, as we pray this depth-ed prayer. Dear Father God, thank you for your unfailing love for me, your blessings and goodness. Thank you for your faithfulness to guide me and see me through times of uncertainty, for lifting me up and setting me on high. Thank you for scripture that comforts me and reminds me of your promises, plan, and provision. Thank you for taking away my fears and worries, the what-ifs, and reminding me that my help comes from you. Help me be a good steward and to sow wisely. Now, let's proceed with Quarter 4, Module 1. Your Quarter 4, Module 1 is about features of academic writing. After going through this module, you are expected to differentiate the features of academic writing from literary writing, attain comprehension through the analysis of example materials from your module, and compose an essay based on the academic writing features presented. For your pre-assessment, you are asked to read the questions carefully, choose the letter of the best answer. Question number 1. Which of the following statements about writing is correct? Letter A. Writing is a medium of human communication that involves the representation of language with symbols. B. There is no need to understand the basic system of language when writing. C. A writer may write for no specific purpose. Or D. There is only one style of writing. Which of the following statements about writing is correct? Question number 2. The purpose of his writing is to aid the reader's understanding. It is clear, concise, focused, structured, and backed up by evidence. Letter A. Academic writing. B. Descriptive writing. C. Literary writing. Or D. Persuasive writing. The purpose of this writing is to aid the reader's understanding. Question number 3. Which of the following is not the purpose of academic writing? A. To inform. B. To narrate. C. To explain. Or D. To influence. Which of the following is not the purpose of academic writing? The following is an example of academic writing except A. Hyperbole. The forms, extent, language used in bullying. Letter B. An essay about Philippine literature in pre-colonial period. C. The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. Or D. Customers' level of satisfaction in fast food services. The following is an example of academic writing, except question number 5. What is plagiarism? A. Plagiarism is using someone else's words or thoughts as your own. B. Plagiarism is a bibliography. C. Plagiarism is copying words or ideas with proper credits to the rightful owner. Or D. Plagiarism means using paragraphs from another source with proper citation. What is plagiarism? We'll check these after our discussions. Let's distinguish now the features of academic writing. First, let's define what is writing. Writing is a type of communication. Therefore, it is an activity or skill or occupation of conveying or sharing a message, idea, or feeling that employs language. Therefore, it uses letters to compose words or texts on a paper for communication or publication to specific readers. Therefore, when you write, you are expecting that there will be readers on your given context. Writing can be categorized as either technical or academic writing and literary or fictional writing, of which both have source, material, channel, audience, and meaning as means of communication. They vary in terms of the characteristics and measures of those elements in use. So, that is what we will study today, the different features of literary and academic writing. First, let's recall the basic writing skills which you need to master or use in writing by rearranging the jumbled letters to form the correct words about basic writing skills. Writing skill number 1. It starts with P and S. It is a correct process or activity of writing letters to name words. That's correct. Proper spelling. Number 2. It starts with letter P. It is the use of spacing, conventional signs such as period, comma, semicolon, colon, exclamation point, question mark, and certain typographical devices to aid to understanding of written text for correct reading, whether silently or aloud. What is it? Good job! Punctuation! Skill number 2. It starts with letter P. It is carefully checking errors in text before publishing or sharing. Splendid! It's proofreading. Number 4. It starts with letter E. It is the process of selecting and preparing written, photographic, visual, audible, or cinematic material used to convey message or information. Exactly, it's editing. Number 5, it starts with letter R. It is where you re-examine or make alterations to written or printed matter to correct or improve it. Splendid! It's revising. Number 6. It starts with letter C. Characteristics of writing when it is easy to perceive, understand, or interpret. Good job! Clear. Number 7. It starts with R and C. It is the ability to process text, understand its meaning, and integrate with what reader already knows. Exactly. Exactly, your reading comprehension. Number 8 starts with S and S. It refers to the physical nature or how the elements of sentence are presented. Exactly, it's sentence structure. Number 9, it starts with letter S. It is the manner of expressing thought in a language or the way of doing something. Splendid, it's style. And number 10, it starts with letter V. The body of words used in a particular language. Perfect! It's vocabulary. Good job, class. So these are the basic writing skills. Let's read them again. Proper spelling, punctuation, proofreading, editing, revising, clear, reading comprehension, sentence structure, style, and vocabulary. It is important to learn them since writing skills are an important part of communication. Having good writing skill will allow you to communicate your message with clarity and ease. Let's discuss academic writing. Academic writing is a writing which communicates ideas, concept, information, research to an academic community. And it is subdivided into two parts, namely student academic writing and expert academic writing. Student academic writing are the expected writing outputs which are assessed as a learning outputs in school. Example, your homework, written output, performance task, essay, research activity, and the like. So its possible audience are your fellow learner or students, tutor, teacher, or professor if you are studying in a university. Its purpose is to demonstrate or showcase your knowledge or learning. While expert academic writing is a writing done as professional document. No? So when you are done with school, you're going to work already. No? So what you do now are called expert academic writing. No? They are professional document in a business setting. Example, writing for publications such as academic journals, books, and other scholarly printed materials. Its possible audience are experts in the field such as scientists, historians, colleagues, business people, managers, sometimes clients, and its purpose is to create new knowledge, influence, or convince. Now, there is also another type of writing, and it is known as literary writing. Literary writing is defined as a body of creative written works, usually fictional or imaginative, such as poems and novels, prose and poetries. Examples are what you see on letters, emails, and stories. Again, when we say academic writing, it is a writing that communicates information or facts to academic community, which can be subdivided as student academic writing or expert academic writing. While literary writing is a type of a writing that is more for creative written work, usually they are fictional or imaginary. Both academic and literary writing varies in tone, style, content, and grammatical structures. These are what you call features of academic writing or features of writing. Now, let's look at these example writing selections. The first reading text here discusses three types of COVID-19 and its descriptions. You were asked to read and answer the three questions that follow. Now, looking at this writing, if academic writing is a writing which communicates information or facts to academic community, and literary writing is a body of creative written works, usually fictional, what do you think this type of writing is? Academic or literary? That's right. This is an example of an academic writing. It is written by experts in the field after careful study, observation, and research for the purpose of creating new knowledge. Now, let's discuss the features of writing by analyzing also the features that are in the example. The first feature of writing is the tone. Tone, which is a kind of sound you hear or person's voice in writing that reveals the attitudes, presuppositions, or ideas of the author. Now, looking at the example, we can say that the author has a serious tone. He is objective since he is discussing particular or given topic. He has a structured strategy in writing the selection. He identified three types of COVID vaccine, then its descriptions. Therefore, we can say that he is professional sounding and formal. That is the tone of the writer. The second feature of writing is the style. Style is the distinctive appearance. What does the text look like? No? The appearance or design typically determined by the principles according to which something is designed. No? So there are practically infinite things to read and innumerable ways to write, but there are 4 different types of writing styles. Na? And what are they? First is the expository. Expository is a writing on facts that is meant to inform or instruct readers about a subject, commonly seen in news articles, non-fiction books, textbook, scientific and medical research, instructional manuals, and cookbooks. They are about facts. Na? Second style of writing is descriptive, wherein from the word descriptive, it is a writing that modifies or describes using metaphors as well as adjectives, adverbs, and through the descriptions, it activates readers' senses. It zooms in to appreciate minute details, commonly done in poetry, diary entries, and nature writing. The third style of writing is the narrative. Na? This writing, from the word narrative, it narrates. Therefore, it tells a story. Its hallmark is a plot with beginning, middle, and end. Examples are novels, screenplays, bibliographies, and mythologies. The fourth style of writing is the persuasive writing. This is a writing that tries to persuade or convince the reader to believe or do something. It builds an argument by presenting evidence and justification to back up an opinion, which may lead to call to action. This is common during campaign where you are encouraged to vote a team or candidate. In an advertisement where you are persuaded to buy a product. In an advocacy where you are inspired to support a cause, and so forth. Na? Other examples are academic papers, opinion or editorial writing on news articles, advertising copy, product review, such as movie review, which will try to persuade you to watch the movie or not, na? Cover letters, letters of recommendation, and the like. Now, looking back at our example here, at our academic paper in here, uh, it is an academic, what style of writing does it have? Is it expository, descriptive, narrative, or persuasive? That is correct. Now, this one is expository writing. It is a writing on facts that is meant to inform or instruct readers about a subject. It is an example of scientific and medical research meant to inform readers. Good job. Third feature is content. From the word content, it refers to the material or information dealt with in the writing. It includes planning, writing, and editing. Now, in this example of academic writing, we can say that the academic writing is clear, concise, focused. It uses specialized language of discipline. In this example, it discusses medical facts, therefore it uses medical terms or technical language related to health and science. Now, it is well structured. It identified first the three COVID-19 vaccine and then the descriptions backed up by evidence. Its purpose is to aid the reader's understanding. So that is the content of this example of academic writing. The fourth one is the grammatical structure or grammatical rules that are used in the writing. It refers to the arrangements of words, phrases, and clauses. Now, in this academic writing example, you will see that every sentence you write must be grammatically complete. A grammatically complete sentence consists of a complete thought and can make sense on its own. It consists of a subject, a verb, and a complement if required. A complement is a word or group of words which provides more information about the subject or the verb in the sentence. Basically, the structure of academic writing is that it follows a pattern of presenting ideas. Now, let's take a look at this second example of text. This time, it's a comic strip. You are just like the first example, asked to read this comic strip and answer the two questions that follows. Now, this on the other hand is an example of, what do you think, academic or literary? Yes, it is a literary writing. Although it may give facts too, it is presented employing fictional events and characters, making it literary writing. Now, as you read, try to analyze also the features of literary writing. What is the tone, style, content, and grammatical structure? Now, let me read for you this comic strip quickly. The COVID-19 Chronicle, who gets vaccine first? Okay. Ready to go for lunch? By the way, have you all heard about the proposal from WHO to give every country a supply of vaccine proportionate to its population? Oh, cool! Sounds good. But it says here, vulnerable individuals and people who are likely to be exposed to COVID-19 are first in line. Cough, cough, cough. See, I'm very vulnerable. Okay. Yes, we have finally viable vaccine. Now to produce enough of it for the rest of the world who will get it first though. Meanwhile, in Singapore is working proactively with partners on research efforts and advanced procurement. Oh good, it means that I can get vaccinated soon. Dad, I think they will vaccinate healthcare workers first. Many countries are working together in a globally coordinated effort to provide safe and effective vaccines. When these vaccines are out, let us all not rush for them but give priority to those who really need them first. This is Dr. Dale Fisher, professor in infectious disease and US and chair of the Global Outbreak Alert and Response Network from World Health Organization. Now, so let's identify the features of this literary writing. No? Tone, again, it refers to the sound or voice of the speaker or writer. In this text, the tone reflects the writer's attitude. Yeah? The attitude of the writer or feeling towards about the subject matter, which is the vaccines, and who should get them first, making this text informal and subjective because the writer is directly talking to its readers or audience. So its tone is reflective and personal. Second is the style. So this story, what is the style? Is it expository, descriptive, narrative, or persuasive? What style does this example literary writing have? Now, it's a comic style as if telling a story. It also discusses important matter of fact that is happening in real life. It also reminds us not to rush for us to get the vaccine since the priorities will be the main concern to be vaccinated first. So, is this expository, descriptive, narrative, or persuasive? Though it somewhat use different styles, what do we do? Analyze what is the main purpose of this writing. Yes, it shows or tells unfolding of events, but the main purpose is also to persuade people, to be informed, not to rush or panic. Therefore, it's more on persuasive style. Okay. Third is the content. So again, content refers to the message of the author. So what is the message of the author? What does he wishes to pass on? Most often, content constitutes the theme. In this example, the content is the message of getting vaccinated but not to rush. Literary writing in this example also shows simple, but it may also use symbols. Therefore, it can also be figurative. Compared to academic writing we had earlier, wherein it followed structure form in presenting facts, it uses complete sentences in discussing ideas. In this example, we have seen that literary writing, ideas can be presented not using complete sentences. Look at this one. It does not use complete sentences. Oh, cool. Sounds good. Therefore, ideas may be not in complete sentence. It may use informal expressions. Therefore, the language use is informal. It can be informal. Therefore, the content is personal or it can use different kinds of language. So, grammatical structure, therefore, of literary writing is that the writer has a greater flexibility in how to express concept. Hence, ideas flow freely and spontaneously. So again, academic writing, like any other forms of writing, has its own set of rules or style. It is a formal written style, which means it has features that distinguish it from spoken English while still being distinct from ordinary writing that you might use in letters, emails, or stories. So this one falls under literary writing, while this one, academic writing, is using formal language. Okay, so basically the characteristics of academic writing are the following. Clarity, it should be easily understood by intended audience. Conciseness, it should be clear without excess, verbiage or language, no? Meaning it has to be clear, concise, focused, and structured. No? Specific audience. It is targeted to readers, of course. No? Specific purpose, written for specific purpose. Accuracy, it is factual or it's based on fact. It should be correct and free from bias. Correctness, it follows grammatical and technical conventions. Comprehensiveness, it contains all necessary information, meaning it is detailed, informative, but concise. Na? Accessibility, it can include table of contents, heading, subheading, indexes, or it's easy to be accessible to anybody or everybody for them to be informed on or to gather information. In academic writing, remember also that you need to first, in writing academic writing, you have to brainstorm with yourself. Na? In another sheet of paper or a different sheet of paper, you think about all the ideas that you have yourself about the concept or the topic that you're going to write about. No? So it can be about just by yourself or with a partner writer to sift through your insights or to think about what are your thoughts about your topic. No? Second, state your argument in the first part of your essay. So in the first part of your essay, under the introduction, so you're going to state your argument. So what is it that you want to talk about? What is the problem or what is the insight that you would like to share to your readers? Third, outline your ideas before you start writing. So again, you start with another sheet of paper or a different sheet of paper, you brainstorm your ideas, you make an outline. So what are the things that you're going to talk about? Now, what are the details that you're going to have in your introduction, in your body? So how are you going to describe the things that you want to discuss? And in the last part, you have to have a summary or conclusion or ending paragraph. Na? So research afterwards, na after you have made your outline, research your material for support of your stand or argument, or you have to have evidences or citations. You have to back up your ideas with evidence. Na? Begin with a strong statement or introduction and end with a full closure or summary of your presentation. Now, for literary writing, on the other hand, it is a creative type of writing, as what we have said, no? Such as poems or novels, which uses sensory images or pictures, word pictures, artistic concepts, and deep meaning. It's a pleasure to learn. Learning is not necessary, but it brings joy to those who do. Na? So, whatever it is, academic writing, literary writing, keep on reading and keep on trying to learn to write. Na? So, continue developing your basic writing skills and be ready to be professional in the future. The third example of material in your module is already categorized into two types of writing, and you were asked to compare the difference. Another example of academic writing is an essay. And another example of literary writing is an excerpt from a novel titled The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. You were asked to answer two questions that follow to describe essay from an excerpt as an example of the two types of writing. So you are asked to answer these two questions. To dig in more with the difference between literary and academic writing, you are asked to identify the following characteristics, whether it should be placed on what column. Na? So identify the given features of writing and what category does it fall? No? Is it under literary writing or academic writing? So identify the following features, whether it is tone, style, choice of words, organization style, purpose, example, and what category or type of writing does it belong. For your recap, you're asked to complete the table below based on the previous discussion. An example statement is given as your guide. Number one, state one reason why writing is important. Second, give two things you know about the lesson that you were not aware before the discussion. And third, choose three academic writing characteristics that you can apply to your own writing. For your application activity, now entitled Descriptive Writing Prompt, you are asked to look around you. Can you identify what does the pandemic look like where you live? So you're going to describe. How are you going to describe the pandemic environment that you have around you, na? So you are to write a short essay. So therefore, this is an example of a literary writing because you're going to describe descriptive, na? You're going to make an essay describing unusual scenes in your surrounding now due to pandemic. You are to use sensory details. So you're going to use your senses. What are the things that you see? What are the things that you smell, hear, tastes, or what are the common food that you eat now that we are under pandemic? And what do you feel, na? So every time you go out, what do you do? Or what are your usual habits in terms of your physical body yourself, na? Do you take care of your body more? Do you exercise? Do you drink vitamins to make yourself healthier, and so on and so forth, no? So use sensory details or words that tell how something looks, feels, tastes, smells, and sounds to clearly describe your community during the pandemic. Now, a proofreading checklist in academic writing is provided below as a guide in doing your learning output. Now, so after you have, again, first thing that you do, brainstorm in a paper, not yet in your notebook, if you in a different sheet of paper, you brainstorm first. So what is it that I want to write about? What would be my outline? So what would be my beginning, my body, my ending? Organize your thoughts first. And then after you organize, you try to proofread, you try to revise your work. And then after that, this is your proofreading checklist. So when you are done proofreading your work, that's the time that you write in your final paper, which is in your English notebook. Remember to write also a title. Choose a title for your work or for your essay. So these are your proofreading checklists. First, all misspelled words have been corrected, which means that all words that you use in your notebook should be correctly spelled. Second, all sentences begin with capital letters. Sentences end in appropriate punctuation marks. Paragraphs are indented, which means there should be a space like this one. So this one is called an indent. It begins with capital letter and ends with correct punctuation mark. Paragraphs again should be indented. Next, unnecessary words and repetition have been eliminated. So, if there are words that are repeated, try to eliminate or remove that, or rephrase it, or change with a different word. Subjects and verbs agree, which means if the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb should also be plural. Did I say it right? If the subject is singular, the verb should be singular. If the subject is plural, then the verb should also be plural. Therefore, they should agree with each other. Next one. Proper nouns are capitalized. No informal terms and contractions were used. Contractions meaning instead of isn't it, you use is not. Isn't it? Isn't it not? Okay. Or aren't, are not. So you remove contractions. Avoid using emotive or exaggerated language. Present information as clearly and accurately based on given topic. And for your rubric, so we have 3 criteria for your rubric. We have content, organization, and structure. grammar and punctuation mark. Therefore, this activity descriptive writing prompt is a total of 15 points. Na? Content, which means the content of your essay is comprehensive and accurate, clear, and it has specific examples. Na? Next is organization and structure, which means the structure of your essay is clear and easy to follow. Grammar, punctuation, and spelling, which means the rules of grammar, usage, and punctuation are followed, and spelling is correct for a total of 15 points. And for your final evaluation, you're asked to read the following text below, identify its type by writing academic or literary on the space provided before each number. Answer only! For more information, you may visit the following references. These are used in your Quarter 4 Module 1. That's it, na? So those are your activities for your Quarter 4 Module 1. All activities, you are to send a photo in my messenger. Thank you so much for attending. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Goodbye, everyone.